it's Anna Fabrega, and welcome to the first episode of Fab Favorites, my new weekly series on alternative education. If you want to learn more about alternative paths or complements for your child's education, but feel overwhelmed with the amount of choices out there, this channel is for you. I'll help you filter the noise so that you can make informed decisions around your child's education. Today's topic is microschools. In this video, I'll cover what are microschools, how different people are approaching microschools, 5 ways in which microschools are different from conventional schools, my Fab Favorite, and last but not least, I'll share a few resources and examples of different startups that are helping parents and educators organize their microschools. Let me know in the comments below if you find this video useful, and make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel. Let's get into it. What are microschools? Some people call them learning pods, others neighborhood schools. Some refer to it as the return to the one-room schoolhouse, and most recently, pandemic pods. So, are microschools the future of education? Let's find out. A microschool is a broad term used to describe a type of in-home education, known for having small class sizes, multi-age groups, flexible schedules, a nurturing environment, and for typically using alternative learning methods. Imagine a small group of 5 to 10 kids of different ages meeting in homes, churches, community centers, or workspaces, led by either a parent or an educator at a fraction of the cost of a private school. Now, some of you may be thinking, this sounds too good to be true. How come I've never heard of this model before? Microschools have been around since roughly 2010, but many people weren't familiar with this model of alternative education until the pandemic. With all the school closures, a lot of parents have turned to microschools, and we've started to see different variations and different approaches. Some families have gotten together and take turns hosting a group of kids at their home and supervising them during periods of remote learning, following their school's curriculum. Other families have hired a full-time teacher or a tutor to come to their home and work directly with a group of kids. How are microschools different from conventional schools? In terms of curriculum, microschools are typically free of bureaucracy, standardized tests, and other federal mandates. So families are able to choose the kind of learning experience that best fits their child, their learning goals, and the family needs. While there are some microschools that follow an accredited curriculum, most of them create their own programs around the kids' interests and real-world problems. Some follow a Montessori approach, others project-based learning, or even run forest schools with kids learning through exploration at parks and beaches. The small class sizes mean that the learning can be tailored to each child's specific needs, and kids have the opportunity to form a deeper bond with either their peers and their guides. Kids can pace their learning, receive a more personalized instruction, and have the chance to get even more involved in their learning experience. In most microschools, kids are actually encouraged to follow a passion, a new interest, or dig deeper into their curiosities. The mixed age groups allow kids to interact at different social levels and in ways that resemble real-life interactions. Older kids benefit from helping younger kids, and younger kids learn from older peers. If you think about it, it's a more natural and humane way to socialize. Microschools tend to have a more flexible schedule in compared to conventional schools. They don't generally meet 5 days a week, although some do. The schedules are more loose in that classes can be taught using the flipped classroom approach, a form of blended learning with technology and hands-on activities, or even outside the home. Adults at microschools aren't the typical teacher who stands in front of the room and tells students what to do or lectures them. Instead, they're more like coaches or guides, and they use different student-centered approaches to inspire kids to learn. Conventional schools tend to be very rigid in terms of their environment, with lots of rules and structures that are not really conducive to learning. With microschools, kids are learning from the comfort of their home, and this makes the entire experience more enjoyable and meaningful. My Fab Favorite for microschools is Prenda Learn. Prenda has taken a completely new take on school. They specialize in creating flexible learning environments aka Microschools, that in addition to academics, they focus on nurturing the kids' creative side, helping them discover and develop their interests and talents, and fostering a strong sense of self-direction. I've had the pleasure of meeting the founder and CEO of Prenda Learn, Kelly Smith, over an interview that we did about a month ago, which I will link to the comments below. Our views on education are very much aligned. You see, Kelly's also obsessed with helping kids learn how to learn and enjoy the process. And you can see this reflected on the Microschool model that they've developed. The Prenda Microschool Day is broken up in 3 main pieces: the Conquer mode, the Collaborate mode, and the Create mode. During Conquer, students use technology to cover academic skills like math, reading, and writing. But that is just one portion of the learning day. Then, during Collaborate, they do group activities that cover science, history, debate, research, presentation skills, and leadership in ways that kids can actually see the direct applications of these skills to their lives. During Create mode, the students work together to complete project-based learning activities that range in topics from STEM to performing arts to growth mindset and life skills. Right now, Prenda Learn is largely based in Arizona, but is rapidly spreading all over the world. If you're a parent considering starting a microschool and are looking for inspiration or guidance, I highly recommend you check out their Microschool model. To wrap things up, here are a few other startups that are helping parents and educators organize their microschools. Schoolhouse is an online platform that matches you with a teacher for at-home education and childcare. They can work with the student's current curriculum and teach to that, or they can find an alternative curriculum. Wonderschool is another platform that helps pre-K and daycare instructors create childcare centers, guiding them through state licensing requirements, marketing, enrollments, and payments. They recently opened up their school creation software for K-12 parents and teachers seeking to create microschools. Care Village is an online platform that aims to match families to share the COVID-19 childcare load by sharing playdates and nannies and tutors and other resources with households. Weekdays offers a similar software to help educators set up microschools. And they also recently launched a service to help parents and teachers match with each other to find open slots in affiliation programs. So if you are a parent or an educator considering starting a microschool, I recommend you checking these out. Also, consider joining a Facebook group. I recently joined one called Pandemic Pots with over 35,000 members, and I love all the resources and support offered by the community members. If you have any questions about this topic, put them in the comments below and I'll address them. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you subscribe to my channel and share it with others. I'll be announcing next week's topic shortly on Twitter. Find me at Fabrega 11. Stay tuned for next week's episode of Fab Favorites.